I'm Nicia. I'd like to invite you to the show called Nicia, and I promise you we have the most fantastic interviews on this show because I am the world's greatest interviewer. So today I have someone on the show that's very unique. His name is Jupiter, and he's going to explain some things to the audience out there that you need to know. And I'm going to bring him on right now. Jupiter, there you are.
Hi, how you doing today?
Isn't he gorgeous?
Blessed be.
This is Jupiter. He's a very beautiful person. He lives here in the Bay Area. He's a dancer. He does impersonations over in San Francisco. And I have heard that Jupiter has turned about every show he's done out. The reason being he wears the most unique outfits on stage. And let me tell you, I want you to tell them about some of these outfits. Jupiter, how did you get started as a transgender?
Okay, so what's going on for me is when I was a child, I always saw three people in a mirror. I saw a woman, I saw a man, I saw people in between that when I was a child, right? And so even though I dressed pretty like normal, mainstream, whatever case may be, I always had, you know, a lot of femininity stuff going on and stuff. And I also was attracted to dancers and Alvin Ailey and stuff. I was very impressed with him because he was the first person I ever saw that was African American that did this, like he did this Japanese ballet and stuff like that. And I was influenced by punk rock and Boy George and Sylvester. And Sylvester and them paved the way for me to come out and come where I am. So
when did you feel like you were into transgender? I mean, you started out as a young person doing different things, and then you just felt like this was who you were. When did you find this out?
Well, when I was real young, I got real confused about my gender and gender identity and stuff like that.
Why?
Because when I was raised in the African American community, with a case, I didn't really like how the ideas about what man was about, what was women about. I felt there was people who were in between, and then I started doing different types of research. Like I researched that in the Native American culture, they had transgenders like Two-Spirit, the witch doctors were transgender. They had the magical people. That was shamans and stuff, and a lot of times they work with women and men, which from Asian cultures to the African American cultures, also too, like in India, they have these people called the Hijras, and the Hijras are the people who bless all the babies that come into birth, and they put the dot on their head and stuff like that. And so I learned those type of things as I was getting older, and different kind of scholars or different kind of people I hang around with. And also, too, when the first time I got in drag, dressed as a woman, I realized that wasn't totally for me. I was more androgynous, or what the case may be, which is like male, female. I'm really both.
Well, kind of explain that. You feel the male side of you come out, and you feel the female side of you come out. So that's not considered... what would we call this?
Well, see, they have a thing called the transgender umbrella.
Okay.
And there's different types of transgenders. A lot of times when people see drag queens, they assume everyone is a drag queen, but not everyone is a drag queen. So therefore, a lot of times when you see someone that you might assume may be transgender, which could be, they could be a transsexual, that could be somebody who wants to get a sex change, or what the case may be, or you might see someone they're looking like they may have a beard and they may have a dress on, but they're not necessarily being a woman. A lot of times with gay men, people assume that all gay men want to be women, but that's not what's going on. They're just gay, or whatever the case may be.
No, wait, back up on that. You said they think all gay men are gay.
They think all gay men wants to be women. Because
I see.
Because in our society, that's what it's been associated.
Male or female.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the gay man does not want to be a woman, then what does he want to be?
Well, he's just a gay man who's attracted to men.
Okay, but he likes women too.
It could be. It depends.
Okay. It depends on that individual.
But that's considered a men who sleep with men. Men who sleep with men are usually men who are into transsexuals.
I see.
Men in prison because they're having sex with men because that's a survival tactic.
Because they have no other alternative to
right, because that's a survival. It's a power trip.
I got you.
Okay, and then they have men who are on drugs, or what the case may be. Because when you consider yourself gay, that means that you are, that's your lifestyle. You have some emotional attachment. A lot of times when men have sex with men, they don't have emotional attachments. That's men who goes to bathhouses, bookstores.
They don't have any emotional ties?
They're not having emotional ties.
It's just sexual.
It's just a sexual thing. They feel like they're getting off to it, or whatever the case may be.
I see.
Or it's something secret. That's still a secret thing that they're doing.
I see. So they kind of get off on the fact that nobody knows about it.
No one knows about it. That's why.
But it doesn't mean they're gay.
Yeah, but they don't identify as gay.
Oh, I
but
see.
they still doing that. Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
see. I
For
see.
whatever reasons, because sexuality is way more. It's like the Kinsey experiment. You know
Right.
who Kinsey was, right?
Right.
And they had a film about him not too long ago, and he was saying that some people are 100% heterosexual. Let me know if I'm talking too fast.
No.
Okay. And then they have people who are in between. And me, like, I consider myself queer bisexual. You know, I'm gay, but
Because when you see beautiful women, you're attracted to that
I'm
beauty.
attracted, but I've had sex with women before
Oh,
too.
I see. Okay.
But I've had
See,
sex
I'm
with
totally confused. That's why we wanted you on the show, because I didn't know all these things. You're
Well-
really educating me. I did not
Right,
know.
well, they have people who identify as queer or whatever, not necessarily bisexual and heterosexual, or whatever the case may be. They just sleep who they want to sleep with.
Oh.
You know, they sleep who they
Oh,
sleep.
I see.
And if they connecting with someone,
And so it's not really a name for those people, not really.
yeah. Some people
Oh,
don't
okay.
live by. When you're real young, you have to have like these names of this and this and that. But when as you get older and when you find yourself, and you know it's not necessarily all about genitals. Because for me, my love is not necessarily about genitals. It's about heart and spirit. You know, I could be with a woman, but the only way I could be with a woman is she accept me and I accept her. And
In other words, you two are accepting each other as you
Right,
are.
'cause when
not
I
trying
was-
to change anything
right,
about them.
because
Okay.
I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and years ago at the West Terminal Art Festival, when I was like 20 years old, I saw my first queer couple. I said they were African American.
Oh, really?
And right, and they were married, and he was a very flamboyant, feminine man, and they were kissing and carrying on. And I had never seen nothing like that before.
Okay, so
too.
you got a little confused.
Yeah, I
over
got
seeing
confused
that.
too.
Okay.
Because when I came out in the gay community, everyone was like play hating on women and everything, but they didn't even want to dress and look like a woman.
I see.
Or what the case may be.
Wow.
So that happened a lot. But when I started seeing different type of people, like I met another transgender. They was really a drag queen, or what the case may be, but they had children, and he was married to a woman. And every time he would want to leave his wife, she always want him back. You know, she didn't care about that. You know, there's some women don't care about that. They be knowing their husbands be gay, you know, bisexual or whatever, but they don't even talk about it, or they just be glad to.
Well, if they love him, they don't really judge how
Yeah,
he
they don't
is.
judge, but
Right.
there's different types of people. There's people in three-way relationships, two-way relationships. So when you get in a relationship, if you feel like you've asked for me, because this is how we say in group, because I'm child trained, community outreach worker trained.
So
in
you
San
work with a
Francisco.
lot of people in the community who feel that they might be one of these,
Yeah,
genders.
and that's the
Okay.
reason why I talk about sex a lot too, because I want people to know that sex is very fluid and there's all kinds of experiences and stuff like that, and that's very important and stuff like that to me. But you know, and there's people who wear women clothes for sexual purposes. There are people who are wearing it for, like, they get these things called the Radical Fairies, and I'm affiliated with them, and they do rituals and stuff out in the woods and across the country, and then also out of the country and stuff, and it's a religious thing for them.
And like a fantasy, they want to see how it feels to be dressed in female garb.
Well, what they doing right there is kind of like bring the words together. It's like the male, female.
Bring
and
the two
it might
together.
be country, you know, out in the woodsmen. It actually feels good to actually wear skirts. A lot of men should wear skirts.
Well, I noticed you have on a female ensemble per se. How do you feel when you wear an outfit with a skirt or a dress? Because I see you do this quite often. How does it make you feel?
Well, how it feels to me, I feel like I'm living art. I feel like I'm a political statement too. I live in West Oakland and stuff like that, and there's like young boys and stuff like that that's around that may be gay or two-spirit or transgender. Like this one place, I was at the doll store in West Oakland, and he said, you know, I'm really glad that you're out here, you know, because they don't see that. Because what happens with a lot of men who sleep with transgenders, like transsexuals and drag queens and stuff like that, they only want to be involved with them when they want to have sex. So when they see,
But when they're out in the public, they act like they don't know.
yeah, they don't act like they don't know them. So when they see me walking down the street, they're like, oh, you know, because what goes on, a lot of young kids, they start taking these hormones and stuff and everything else. See, because even in the drag queen world has changed. At one time, they didn't allow transsexuals to be in pageants and stuff because you wanted to be a woman. So now a lot of the queens right now are on hormones and taking hormones and stuff. And they have a thing called gay mothers. And
Well, what about the youth who are not gay and they see you dressed in your ensemble? Do they react negative? Or?
well, they can react like,
It just depends on who they are.
It depends on who they are, but if you are confident with yourself, see, I'm confident with myself. This one boy asked me in West Oakland, he was a doubler. He said, well, what are you supposed to be? I said, I'm a man in a dress. I say, that's what you see. I say, because if I didn't want you to see that, I would take hormones, German hormones for sure, and to break me down, to make me look like a female. But I don't have penis diphtheria. And
So you're basically a spiritual
Right.
person with this type of image.
I'm a shaman and stuff
You're a
like that.
shaman in that sense.
And also too.
So you're not really promoting being gay or being transgender. You just being yourself on how you feel when you feel that way.
Right. You were catching it. You were catching the snow. She is the world's greatest interviewer. So back at the ranch, yeah, that's part of it too. But you know, so many people are pretending they're doing this and this and that.